The first Soviet football team ever to visit Britain lands at Croydon from Moscow. Russia's crack 11, the Dynamos, brought several hundredweight of special diet with them in their two red-starred Dakota aircraft.
I used to repeat, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
In the heart of World War II, amidst the chaos and destruction of Nazi-occupied Kyiv, a group of football players would defy the impossible. This is the story of Dynamo Kyiv and the infamous death match, a tale of courage, defiance, and tragic heroism. Welcome to our channel, Football, the Beautiful Game. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible and harrowing stories from the annals of football history. Imagine this. A team of athletes playing not just for victory on the field, but for their very survival. Intrigued? You should be. Now hit that subscribe button for many more stories like this as we dive deep into the heart of football history. The year is 1941. The Nazis have invaded the Soviet Union, and Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, is under brutal occupation. Amidst the devastation, a group of former Dynamo Kyiv football players comes together to form a new team, FC Start. So how did this all happen? In June 1941, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, an invasion of the Soviet Union. By September 1941, the German army had occupied Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. The city and its inhabitants suffered under the harsh conditions of occupation, with severe shortages of food and basic necessities, along with the terror of Nazi repression. Among the residents of Kyiv were many former athletes, including players from Dynamo Kyiv, a team with a proud history and strong following. Under Soviet rule, Dynamo Kyiv had been one of the top teams in the Soviet Football League, known for their skill and determination on the pitch. During the occupation, football provided a rare opportunity for some semblance of normalcy and a means of resistance. A group of former Dynamo Kyiv players, along with other local athletes, came together to form a new team called FC Start. The team was officially sponsored by a local bakery, which provided the players with much-needed food and a place to stay. Notable players included Nikolai Trusevich, the team's goalkeeper and captain, Ivan Kuzmenko, a skilled midfielder, and Alexei Klimenko, a talented forward. These players, despite the dire circumstances, were determined to continue playing the sport they love. FC Start began playing matches against other teams, including those composed of German soldiers and collaborators. These matches were not just about football, they became a symbol of resistance and a morale booster for the local population. The team's success on the field was seen as a small victory against the occupiers. Their first match was against a team of Hungarian soldiers, which they won convincingly. This victory was followed by a series of other wins against various teams, including a 7-2 victory over the Rook team, which was supported by the German authorities and local collaborators. Many of these players were tradesmen, workers, or bakers by day and footballers by heart. Like Ivan Kuzmenko, for example, who was known for his skills as a forward, but like many of his teammates, Kuzmenko found work in the bakery sponsored by Joseph Kodik, a Ukrainian with a pro-Soviet stance who helped form FC Start. Kuzmenko's prowess on the field made him a key player during the matches against German and Allied teams. He, like many, was a symbol that this was a very normal but yet very special team. So what would be the harrowing fate of these young men, and what would come to be known as the death match? The most famous match took place on August 9, 1942, against Flakelf, a team composed of German Luftwaffe personnel. Flakelf was considered a strong team, and the match was heavily anticipated by both the local population and the German occupiers. Before the match, the players of FC Start were warned by a Nazi officer that they should not win. The players understood the implicit threat, but they were determined to play their best. The stadium was filled with German soldiers, local collaborators, and Ukrainian spectators who came to witness the match. From the beginning, the match was intense and fiercely contested. Despite the oppressive atmosphere and the threat hanging over them, FC Start played with exceptional skill and bravery. By halftime, they were leading 3-1. The second half saw Flakelf trying to level the score, but FC Start held their ground. The match ended with FC Start winning 5-3, a remarkable and defiant victory. But nobody wanted to believe what might happen next. The victory was celebrated by the local population but did not sit well with the German authorities. A few days after the match, several players of FC Start were arrested by the Gestapo. They were accused of being Soviet spies and were tortured and interrogated. Some of the players were sent to the Sirets labor camp, a brutal camp on the outskirts of Kyiv. In the camp, the players endured horrific conditions. On February 24, 1943, Ivan Kuzmenko, Nikolai Korotkik, and Alexei Klimenko were executed by the Nazis. Nikolai Trusevich, the team's captain, was also killed in the camp. The exact reasons for their executions remain a subject of historical debate, but it is widely believed that their defiance on the football field contributed to their tragic fate. The story of FC Start and the death match became a powerful symbol of resistance and courage. In the Soviet Union, the players were posthumously honored as heroes. The narrative was used as a propaganda tool during and after the war, emphasizing the bravery of Soviet citizens against the fascist invaders. In Kyiv, a monument was erected to honor the players, and the Dynamo Kyiv stadium was renamed in their memory. The story has been retold in various forms, including books, films, and documentaries. Each retelling has added layers of myth and heroism to the original events. Over the years, historians have examined the story of the death match to separate fact from fiction. While the core elements of the story are true, some aspects have been exaggerated or romanticized. For instance, the exact details of the players' arrests and executions are not entirely clear, and the extent to which the match itself led to their deaths is debated. Nonetheless, the story remains a poignant example of the human spirit's resilience in the face of oppression. The bravery of the Dynamo Kyiv players, who chose to play their best despite the threats against them, continues to inspire people around the world. The death match of 1942 is a testament to the enduring power of sport as a form of resistance and solidarity. The players of FC Start, many of whom were former Dynamo Kyiv stars, demonstrated extraordinary courage and defiance in a time of unimaginable hardship. Their story, though wrapped in layers of myth, stands as a powerful reminder of the human capacity for resilience and bravery in the darkest of times. If you found this story as moving and powerful as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible tales from history. And remember, sometimes the most profound acts of bravery come from the most unexpected places.